The Raise by Charlie Swinbourne. The Raise is a comedy drama about what happens when staff at a call centre are drunkenly promised a huge raise in their annual salary. When company owner Bryce wakes up with the hangover of his life, he finds he's not only wet the bed, but everyone around him is panicking because of a viral video from the staff party. As Bryce tries to back out of the promise he can't even remember, one member of staff, who knew him many years before, intends to hold him to it. But can Trace overcome her shyness and lack of confidence to speak up?
Hi, I'm Charlie Swinbourne and I'm a scriptwriter and I'm the writer of The Raise. So I'm a scriptwriter and a journalist for around 12, 13 years. And my first script was about a deaf boy coming out as being deaf to his hearing mother. Probably the thing that stands out most is writing Deaf Funny, which is a sketch show which I made 6 episodes of, and that won an RTS award in 2018. In the last 18 months, I've been writing more in the mainstream. So I've written with EastEnders, I've co-written an episode of Casualty, I've written for Moving On and for Children's BBC as well. So I've done a lot of BBC stuff, and that stems from being part of the BBC Writers Access group. I guess I just love kind of witty humour, and that's what will really make me laugh, and also character driven as well, and just sort of where characters can end up. I've also got a real weakness for visual humour. So I think being deaf, I grew up in a family that watched a lot of Laurel and Hardy, Charlie Chaplin. I do love like really physical and quite silly humour. I've got a real weakness for that. Outside of working as a writer, I'm a bit of a family man. I've got 2 children and I walk my dog a lot, and I watch quite a lot of football, I watch quite a lot of telly, I listen to various different types of music. My favourite thing is just meeting up with friends. So hard to do at the moment with the pandemic. That seems really boring. I don't really have any standout hobbies, really bad. I think it's because my work is a bit like my hobbies. I do need to get a hobby. Please forgive me for being boring. And what I love about writing, I think it's the sense of being able to get a bit of yourself down on the page, just maybe your sense of humour, or maybe things that you notice in other people, or the way that you see the world, thinking about maybe how I can surprise the audience, or how I can, make a scene, do something different. I think generally I'm someone who thinks quite a lot, so I think writing is a way of channeling that into something more constructive as well. I'd love to write a series, I'd love to create a concept. Generally, I just want to keep working and learning, because I think you're always learning as you do it. The inspiration for The Raise was reading a news story about a guy in America who did genuinely realise that quite a lot of his employees were not doing very well financially, and he did give them all a raise. And this became a news story sort of last year, and it just got my head spinning a bit. And what was interesting about that story was that a lot of the employees had gone on to make changes in their lives. So they'd had children, the birth rate went up in the company, different things sort of all went on. But obviously I've sort of changed it and made the characters a bit different, because this guy was such a nice character. My central character's not as nice, but I think it needed more conflict. I think generally I'm quite interested in sort of fairness, I suppose, in society, and the idea that nowadays a lot of people are kind of in work but actually quite poor, which wasn't really something that used to be the case, and that's more prevalent now. And I think maybe in our society, people who have done well often are doing more well, and people lower down are in many cases feeling worse off than they used to. And I think that's kind of what The Race is about, is what if you do try and even things up, because it involves some people having a bit more, but also someone else having a bit less. So hopefully there's two areas of adjustment going on with the characters, so a bit of fun with the situation and convey a bit of reality along with that humour. So this is The Raise. It's a comedy drama about what happens when a company owner gives his staff a really big raise and then forgets all about it.
Interior, Bryce's penthouse, night, iPhone footage.
Bryce, 32, handsome but dishevelled, very drunk, looks straight at the camera while eating a late-night kebab.
Behind him, we see a luxury apartment. We hear a female voice off screen.
Go.
Friends, Romans, toilet paper sellers. You superstars who have kept Bryce's right toiletries afloat for so long, you lot, you deserve something back. In pounds, not pence. Which is why I'm giving you each a raise to 40k. Even you, Linda, in the warehouse, even though I know you're dossing. Don't piss it all up against the wall, eh? He slightly trips and laughs to himself, then looks down at his kebab. Oh, yuck. He goes to the window and chucks the kebab out, laughing. Someone down on the street shouts back, and Bryce goes back to the window. Sorry. Suddenly, the kebab comes flying back in, covering Bryce in kebab meat, ketchup and lettuce. But he don't care. Let's do shots.
The video suddenly cuts out. Cut to titles. The Raise. Interior, Bryce's bedroom, ensuite, morning. The bedroom door bursts open and...
Geraldine, 60, sour face, wearing a power suit and her outside coat, walks in and is confronted by the sight of...
Bryce, lying naked, face down on his bed, comatose. Bryce farts loudly.
Fuck's sake.
Bryce stirs.
Geraldine pulls him off the bed and pushes him into an ensuite bathroom before shoving him into the shower and spraying cold water onto his face.
Ah, Mom, don't look.
I've seen it all before. The Japanese wholesalers are arriving at 10 and we've brought half a ton of sushi to greet them with.
I can't. I don't think I can feel my face. I can't feel my face.
He touches his face and feels assured.
Right. So because of our CEO's anxiety, we'll wave goodbye to dipping our toe in the East Asia market over my dead body. Get up. Geraldine walks out in disgust.
Bryce grimaces and rubs his face.
Suddenly, a haze of last night comes back to him. Flashback, Bryce's penthouse, night.
Bryce and a woman we can't quite see are laughing as they drunkenly chase each other around Bryce's apartment. Bryce clips the edge of the sofa and goes sprawling, but laughs even more.
End of flashback.
Bryce, confused, gets under the shower and turns it on. Ah! He frantically turns the tap to turn the water from freezing cold to warm.
Interior, Trace's kitchen living room, morning. A dated, cluttered kitchen/living room in a council flat. Trace, 32, still wearing last night's dress, lies flat out, face down on the sofa. She hears nothing but the vibrations of the room. Trace opens her eyes and lifts her head up. She sees a perfect imprint of her face, her foundation, lipstick, and eyeshadow on the cushion she's been sleeping face down on. Across the kitchen, Trace sees her sister, Belly, 16, full of energy and youth, headphones on, practicing TikTok hand dance while pouring a mountain of cereal onto a huge bowl, which she tops off with a blanket of sugar.
Want to catch diabetes or something? Save me some belly, please.
Belly tilts the cereal box and nothing comes out. Trace sighs. Belly speaks, but Trace can't hear a word. Trace looks on the cluttered coffee table and finds her hearing aid and puts them on.
What?
You look like shit, sis.
Thanks. Got your biology revision done?
Belly's face says no.
Well,
Lewis came round and we you know.
That's not the biology revision I was hoping for. Anyway, I thought you and Robbie were.
I'm sexually fluid now.
I don't mind if you're woke or gluten-free or whatever, as long as you get your revision done. That way you might avoid having to sell stuff that people wipe their arses on for a living.
Will never happen.
That's what I used to think when I was young and had no clue about the world.
Oi!
Before Mum and Dad popped that, tell me that's not the time.
Smash cut 2. Exterior, street, morning. Trace and Belly are running down the road. Belly is still practicing her TikTok hand dance.
How come you practice all that TikTok stuff but you never learnt any sign language?
More fun.
Can't use it to have a conversation though, can you?
They arrive outside Belly's school.
Is there any lunch money?
Trace grimaces and reaches into her purse, handing some coins over.
£1.70?
Make up at lunch next time, yeah? That's only 50p.
Belly rolls her eyes and walks into the school. Once she's out of sight, Trace turns around and walks in the opposite direction towards the church. Looking around to check no one else sees, she sneaks into the local food bank. Exterior, outside office, day, as Bryce and Geraldine walk towards the office entrance.
Bryce suddenly feels sick and vomits in a plant pot.
Geraldine scowls in disgust, then starts to feel nauseous herself, covering her mouth.
Grace surveys the scene as she walks past, holding 2 carrier bags packed with non-perishable food.
Interior office day. Trace walks to her desk, puts the food under it and sits down. Her team, on phone calls, nod hello to her.
Where's my loop headphones?
She looks across and sees Gab, 35, cocky, wearing her looped headphones mockingly. Trace goes bright red.
Saturday night, Trace. 5 p.m. You and me, the turtle and duck. Happy hour.
Twatty hour.
Oh, what's that? Sorry. Can you say your postcode phonetically, sir?
Trace finally gets up and tries to grab it, but Gab holds it out of reach. She ends up almost straddling him to get it, which he doesn't mind at all. Gab laughs, but as Trace returns to her seat, humiliated, everyone around her, nudging one another, crowded around Terry's computer. It's the video of Bryce.
Which is why I'm giving you all a raise to 40k.
Trace mouths, oh shit. For a moment, there's mystified silence as it sinks in. Then suddenly, all around them, the staff go crazy, celebrating, hugging one another. Terry does circles in his wheelchair.
Flipping holiday! Cornwall! No. France! No! Marbella! Here I come! What are you lot going to do?
Oh God, I don't know. Some home improvements.
You can do better than that, Raheem. Tell?
I don't know. I mean, I've always wanted an electric wheelchair.
Oh, you're so flipping sensible. Trace.
I don't think that...
What's going on in here?
Everyone goes silent.
Bryce's video. It's on the company intranet.
Geraldine turns to Bryce, who looks as confused as she is. Smash cut 2, interior boardroom day. Sushi covers the boardroom table.
Geraldine stares in horror at the video.
Bryce looks at the sushi and feels queasy. Can't remember a thing.
Your little Keith Richards act has fucked us, Bryce.
But wouldn't the staff all be happy to have more?
So they can flush it away on booze, fags, weed, Sky subscriptions and 70-inch flat screen fucking TVs. Geraldine presses delete on the video. Right. That video never existed. Now you just need to get out there and tell them.
Tell them what?
Smash cut 2, interior office day. Bryce stands in front of a row of workers at their desk. Geraldine is watching on, trying to hide her fury.
The video's been deleted because it's fake. But it's one of those fuckface, deep fuck things where they replace, people's heads like you see in pornos. I've been told.
Dawn, 45, quiet, is crying. The staff are shocked and upset.
You will get a raise, okay? 2%. Right, Geraldine, right?
Alexis is welling up. Raheem is shaking his head. Terry is almost in tears. Trace looks focused. Bryce and Geraldine start feeling their phones buzzing in their pockets. They look at them.
Someone's put the video on Twitter. The account belongs to Dawn Mobley.
Dawn stands up.
I thought it was okay. We were celebrating.
Tell her she's fired.
No.
Do it.
You're fired. Sorry, Dawn. Thanks for your service for the last 12 years.
Bryce looks really sad as upset Dawn gets her things and goes. Geraldine looks at her phone again, turns around away from the staff.
Oh, it's trending. Fuck.
Office goes quiet. Geraldine looks up to see an elderly Japanese businessman standing there, facing her, horrified.
Konnichiwa.
The businessman looked offended.
We've got sushi.
Geraldine puts on a brave face and takes the businessman to the boardroom. Meanwhile, Bryce has another flashback. Bryce's penthouse day.
Bryce is on the balcony overlooking the city. There's a woman with him, showing him an image, which we don't see on a smartphone. She's beautiful. Bryce is emotional as he looks at it.
End of flashback. Bryce's phone starts to ring.
Hiya. Yeah, of course. I'll be right down.
Interior office day. The team around Trace are all devastated.
It was nice, dreaming for a while. Stavros, the barman, giving me a wink. Then a whole lot more than a wink. If you get me.
Yeah, we really get it, Alexis. I've always seen myself in Light Rider Envy. Shades on, gliding round the office like a gazelle.
In leathers, Tel.
Don't go too far, it's just an electric wheelchair. But now you say it, leathers would be comfy for the journey home.
What about you, Raheem?
I just wanted to fix some stuff at home, like the shower head, the rotten curtains, the damp, the mice, the boiler, the freezer, the bed bugs, the...
Alexis moves just a bit back from Raheem at the mention of bed bugs.
Or you could just move.
That's a brilliant idea, Terry.
How come you didn't celebrate, Trace? Did you know something we don't?
Trace is about to answer when...
Look!
They look at Raheem's monitor and see Bryce being interviewed by a local reporter on Facebook live stream. Exterior, outside offices, day.
Bryce is being interviewed by a local reporter, Vicky.
We've seen your incredible video. It must be a day of celebration here.
Well, everyone's there. I mean, we're consulting over it, about it, with the staff, stakeholders, shareholders, suppliers.
Getting a raise of £40,000 a year, that's got to be life-changing, isn't it?
We're discussing it through the internal communications intranet. I mean, verbals.
Vicky looks at Bryce suspiciously.
Interior office day. The team are still crowded around the computer, with one exception, Trace. Geraldine sees the monitor and, horrified at seeing Bryce being interviewed, runs out the office. Exterior, outside office day. Bryce is still being interviewed by Vicky.
So what are you committing to?
All I'm saying is that people are talking. That's what I'm saying. That we're talking. I mean, I'm talking and they're saying. And we'll keep doing that together.
Vicky's confused. Trace arrives and stands next to Bryce, nervously.
Who's this?
Trace freezes for a moment. Geraldine arrives, seething, just too late.
I'm Trace. I'm a customer service assistant. That's a really fancy way of saying I talk to people when they have loo roll issues. Like if it's not absorbent enough or doesn't mop up all the, mess.
Is this raise actually going ahead?
Well, Bryce?
Bryce looks like a rabbit in the headlights.
If you could say one thing right now, Bryce, what would you say?
Bryce suddenly has another flashback. Flashback, Bryce's flat night, iPhone video, Bryce looking at camera with a female voice off screen.
Hey, if you could say one thing to the world right now, what would you say? I'm recording. Go.
And we finally see what Bryce saw last night. that it was Trace holding the phone, filming him. End of flashback.
It was you.
You don't remember?
Bryce shakes his head.
I didn't think you'd upload it.
Bryce's face says it all.
What do you want to say?
Bryce looks at Trace, then at Geraldine, giving him a death stare. He gulps.
They're getting the raise. Every one of them in there. £40,000 each.
There's a huge cheer audible from the office upstairs, watching online. Trace beams. Bryce wonders what he's done, while Geraldine has her head in her hands. Interior office day. Trace gets a standing ovation as she walks back into the office. Then she sees a loop is missing again.
Come and get it.
Without hesitation, Trace goes over to Gaz and knees him in the balls. He winces in agony. As she returns to her desk with her loop system, Terry gives her a nod of respect. Interior boardroom day. Geraldine is furiously crunching the numbers on her iPad.
You'll have no penthouse, no car, no box at the football.
How much will we earn?
£12,000.
Christ. Sorry, Mum.
That's you, not me. Because I'm getting my raise, my boy. My fucking 40k. Now, there's one more thing I need to sort out.
Geraldine storms off, leaving Bryce on his own, unsure how to feel. He looks up at the office and sees Trace standing at the window, smiling at him. He smiles back and watches in horror as Geraldine appears at the window, confronting Trace and pointing angrily towards the exit door. Bryce sprints back inside. The end.